G'day folks, Jade and Dre here with the Farm Trader magazine. Here we are at the Harvest Showcase, and behind me we've got John Deere's two options of balers in the market. We've got the C441R on my right and the C451R on my left. Now the main difference between these two balers is the 441R is the fixed chamber and the 451R is the variable chamber. We'll check out the 441R first, but there's a lot of similarities and a lot to like with these balers. Around the front of the C441R, we'll start right at the drawbar hitch. So there's two options. This tractor's got a pickup hitch, so you've got two size towing eyes to either accommodate a pickup hitch or your standard swinging drawbar. This machine is also isobus, so you can choose between either getting a G5 universal screen or just straight isobus from the factory, which plugs straight into your tractor, and then you can run that from your command center. We've got a single set of hydraulic remotes that does your pickup lift as well as your knives and the drop floor, and then you've got Power Beyond, which runs the wrapper, the tail door, and all of the other good things that go with a combi baler. Talking of PDO, we've got two options, so 540 or 1000. This baler's got 1000, which a lot of people like. It just keeps that high inertia in the tractor. They don't seem to die on the hills the same, and also you can get all of that power from the engine out of a 1000 speed PTO. In terms of getting into the net wrap, you've got your net wrap holder up here, which simply just goes over top of this rubber roller and straight in. You need about 100 mils worth of tail, and it sucks it straight in. That's very reliable. And then this baler's also got film on film, so there's quite a nifty little contraption around the side, which we'll show you on the other side of actually rechanging these rolls, which is great for the operators that are either smaller or more mature, let's say, and lugging those things around all day can be a little bit cumbersome. The great thing about this is not only is it easy to open, but it also keeps the wind and the heat out, so you don't get that variability, particularly with film and film throughout the day. Down at the pickup, we've got this large heavy-duty wind roller, which keeps that crop nice and flat and compresses it as it goes into the 5 tine bar pickup. So this is still running a cam, which may put some people off, but the cam bearing in these is about the size of your hand. So what maybe people have nightmares of cam pickups historically, this certainly has proven to be very reliable in the paddock. It also oscillates. This pickup, it offers great contour following, and the benefit is the pickup is very close to the rotor, so you don't kind of end up with that dead spot, which is great for that short kind of tacky grass that can often ball up there. Speaking of the rotor, it's an integral rotor, so the side augers and the rotor are all one. Not only does it make it much stronger, but it also makes those bales much tighter on the outsides, which is a key feature of these balers. Also, the drop floor is quite unique in this, where it drops down parallel, so not only the whole width of the pickup, so if you get a blockage in your augers, the drop floor actually also drops below that. You've got two knife bank options. You can either get a 13 knife option or a 25. On the 25 knife option, you can either run 13 knives, 12 knives, or 25 knives, and they're controlled by these two taps here, so that's great for variability throughout the day depending on the client's requests. Again, just like the net wrap cover, it's nice and easy to get into these. You don't need the old screwdriver or the 13mm spanner. You just simply do those two at the same time. Nice and easy to get into. As you can see, large heavy duty chains on this side drive the 18 rollers. You've also got your net wrap here, or film on film sensor it's a knife, but it actually works in a guillotine type system. And again, our auto oiler is on this side, the auto greaser is on the other side, but keeps everything well lubricated. Moving back slightly under these large guards, we've got the 620 tyre option on these, so still low profile, being a 40, fantastic for on the hills. You'll also notice that this machine sits very low, so from the cab you can actually see all the way over the baler. Makes it great on the hills with these low profile tyres, makes it float and also doesn't wallow around on the road, so it travels very well. We've got a little controller here from outside of the cab. As people who drive combis know, that if they get out of their sequence, they can be a little bit temperamental, so it's fantastic to be able to do it from outside the tractor. The front one here, you've got your guillotines for the film. You've got your film holder here that comes down hydraulically, so you just have to hold that down, hold this little tap as a safety feature, and either up or down, and that folds down nicely to a nice height to be able to pull them over. It's 5 either side too, so you can carry 10 additional rolls of wrap, and then you've got your wrapper table back and forward and bale door up and down. Round the back here, I'm nice and safe, everything's turned off, and you've also got these safety arms here. As soon as that's back, absolutely nothing can happen from inside the cab or outside, so that's a great safety feature. If we look from the back of the baler here, you can see that large rotor and the knife bank. Also, this baler runs film on film as mentioned. Couple of little key features here. There's a camera up in between two of the rollers that actually shows inside the chamber. So you can see from in the cab if net's on the bale or film. You've also got a sensor on the side. So if you're not sure, it will ask you, is net or film on the bale? You can then tick yes and play Russian roulette and spit the bale out the back, hoping that it does, or actually be like, I can see on the camera, the sensor's telling me, but the camera's saying it's okay. Yep, I'm happy to proceed. Again, then that door opens, happy days, onto the wrapping table, and that goes through its sequence as it usually does. In terms of the wrapping table here, it comes, the transfer table comes out of the bottom of the door. It's chain driven, so it doesn't matter whether you're going up or downhill, you've got positive drive. It then sits here, and the 40 RPM wrapper then obviously does its thing, tips it over the back. As you can see, the nice mat there, as it lifts up, does the end tip thing. Beautiful. Round on the right hand side, main function is the auto greaser, as well as our net controls. We've also got our large diameter auger drive here, but the main feature, and the one that I think that's pretty nifty, this is our additional roll of film on film that we can carry in the baler, right? You slide it from here, and then once you get it onto here, you can then pull it forward. It balances on this. You spin this around up onto these little rollers here. Straight in, you beaut. There's lots to like about the C441R from John Deere. When we consider the top 5 reasons why you should look at buying one, it starts at the front for me. We've got the 2.2 metre 5 tine bar cammed pickup. Large cam bearings, oscillates and follows the ground very well. We've got pivoting caster wheels, and the beauty is that the rotor and the pickup are close together. You don't get that build up of short tacky grass in between the pickup and the rotor. If we move back to the rotor, it's a full width. The augers and the rotor are one piece. If you do get a block, you've also then got the parallel drop floor, which actually drops front and back is the same distance apart, and it's full width, which is great for those heavy crops and niggly corners. This one has also got the 25 knife option. So 2 banks, you can either run 13 or 25. So that's another great feature. If we then look at the reliable film system, so not only, as I've seen with our little caster wheels here, straight in, easy to change the rolls, but you've also got the thermal sensor as well as the video monitor into the chamber, so you really know whether the film is on the bale or not. We then move back to our positive drive on the wrapper table, so whether you're going up or down hills, that chain drive allows it to be taken from the bale chamber up and reliably wrapped. That then is followed with the 40 RPM wrapper, which means that the baler and the wrapper work in harmony together and they're not outpacing each other, which is another great feature of a combi baler. The last and not least is the low profile of this baler. It's on 620 tyres, it sits nice and low, it stays on top of the ground, and also the beauty is from the cab you can look all the way over top of the baler and it doesn't wallow around on the road. Check out the features of the C441R in the autumn issue of the Farm Trader magazine. You can also check out the videos and the other machines we had here at the Harvest Showcase at farmtrader.co.nz and keep an eye on the socials of what we're up to.